And maybe almost good afternoon, Hope family. I think we're kind of right on the cusp of one to the other right now as we're sending this video to you. We want to do another quick little devotional thought for you. And so on Thursdays, I've been mixing memes that address our current world along with some scriptural thoughts. And so I ran across this one recently when I was sitting there and I was thinking about the adjustment that we've all been making. I love this because it picks up on the Star Wars theme. You've got Obi-Wan Kenobi and addressing the idea of work clothes. What are those? I haven't put those on in a while. I saw similar ones with 6:30 a.m. I haven't set my alarm for that in a long time, and any number that kind of played on this theme. And not just Obi-Wan Kenobi memes, but a million memes that are all focused on this whole concept of, oh my goodness, we're going back to work. We're going back to the office. It struck me this week that I have shaved now 5 days in a row. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It is the first time in a long time that I've shaved 5 days in a row. And I'm, tucking in my shirts and wearing a belt instead of, just kind of, being a little bit more relaxed in my work clothes or whatever. It's just, we're all making those adjustments. And it made me think about work and how exciting it is to be able to return from kind of home officing to start to go back and to see people and to work in a little bit more normal way and to start planning for the future and maybe doing more of our normal work activities, and how precious really work is. It's not that it's always easy, and there's a lot of things that maybe at work you're like, okay, that's not what I'm looking forward to, and maybe it's the work clothes, the early work wake up times, but there is so much about work that really is a treasure. It's a gift that God gives us. And I was thinking about this passage from Colossians chapter 3 that Paul wrote. And it's in one of those things where they call it the table of duties, where he talks about the relationships between husbands and wives, parents and kids, and even workers and their bosses. And he kind of sums it up right here in Colossians 3:23, where he says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for men." I like that passage. Because it really tells us that every single job that we have, whether it's about husbands and wives or parents and kids, or especially right now as we're sitting there and thinking, going back to the office and returning to normal work, that is something that God has given you. And so we pour every single thing we have into that work, just like as if God himself was sitting there and talking to us and saying, hey, go into the office. And so it means doing things with excellence, like shaving and putting on real work clothes and planning for the future, even when the future may still be uncertain. But pouring ourselves into our work because it's what God's given us to do. No matter what your job is, no matter what you are able to or not able to do, we pour ourselves into those things with excellence, because those are God's jobs for you today. And so whether we're in a time of coronavirus or whether we're not in a time of coronavirus, this is an important truth for us to think, is that whatever work God's given us, we do it like we're serving God, not just whatever boss you might see when you go into the office. And so do it with excellence. Do it with ethics. Think about how you treat your coworkers and your boss and even your customers or the people that you're serving, and say, man, those are people that God has given me to serve through my work. So that's my quick little thought for us this morning. I pray that God blesses the rest of your day as you work, as you spend time with your family, and whatever else God's given you to do. Bye now.